everyone. Hello. Nice to see you all. Okay, we're already 2 minutes late, so we are starting then. Welcome today to this short lecture in the morning for working with LLMs or prompt engineering, if you prefer, with Constructor Academy. I'm your host, Adriano Persegani, and I am a generative AI program manager and data science Germany program manager for the group. You can join our next generative AI course that will start in January. More on that later. So far, we have done 6 lectures. Today is the last one, and we're going to focus on the evolving AI and future development in prompt engineering. So the last time, if you missed it, we have done an inbox autopilot that answers the email for you. So you'll have access to the slides later on. If you missed that, go check at it. So are you ready? Ready, set, go. Perfect. So far we saw that prompt engineering we originated for natural language processing models were crafted to have precise language inputs, right? So we saw few lectures ago how is important prompt engineering for the performance of the models. We see like there are different types of prompt engineering that we can use while we input our model, and they are a mix of combining scientific approaches and more artistic, more creative one. And this is very important. So it's very important for models, small models, big models. Is so important to guide the model where we want to go. Okay. So let's see some trends. Right now, in the industry, we are seeing some shifting. So we have some prompting techniques that are changing how the models act. So they are adapting with the style of the user. Let's see an example. So you remember that we did the technique chain of thoughts, right? Which improve a lot the reasoning of the model. So if you're not into the news, there is this new model from OpenAI. So it's not a new model; it's based on the same models, but they are what they did. They implemented the chain of thoughts inside this model. So this is a GPT-4 based model, and it's called O1, or if you want better, it's called the Strawberry. The aim here, as we said, okay, chain of thoughts really improve. We saw there are papers that we saw the improvements. Okay, so we see how GPT-4o and O1 they has improvement on almost every field. Let's see an example. We have a preview here. So we are asking 4o to think step by step and use an example to decode this string here. And we see that 4o, when we reach the end here, is saying that he cannot find he cannot really decode the string here. Okay. If we are going to OpenAI O1 preview, we see that it goes through a thinking process. So how a human would do. Instead of saying directly something, is going to think, using the model to think, taking the output from the model. So it's taking things steps by step, and is going for all the text is going through. It's longer, it's very long, but at the end we are going to have our answer. The coded word strawberry. How cool is that? Okay, let's see some other innovations in AI and prompt engineering. So we have something that is called automated prompt engineering. Let's see some examples. So, for example, we could go on Anthropic, and if you buy some credits on Anthropic, so the model's called Claude, the company is Anthropic, we can ask to generate a prompt. So the last time you remember that we did this system prompt trend analysis and forecasting, right? So I want to create a prompt similar to this one, but I don't have time. So I will just write here, I need a system prompt for a sales trend analysis and forecasting chatbot. And I will generate. So what the model is going to do is going to take my inputs and is going to see, okay, this guy needs a bot. He was trained, this special model that I'm using here, to generate prompts. So is also generating some variables, which are sales data and question, and is providing like format answer when I answer the question, when forecasting. So is doing conditional prompting here, is doing persona. So it's that's for me, this is for sure one of the future improvement we are going to see in many models out there. We have other examples of this. We have a GPT that you can use. So you know that on using ChatGPT, you have access to different GPTs. This is called the prompt engineer, and I can basically do the same. The accuracy of this GPT is not exactly as the one from Anthropic, but is creating a nice prompt. So persona, act as sales trend analysis and forecasting assistant, and is going to break down key prompts, the role, targeting audience, response style. So it's creating a prompt for us. Let's see another example. Here we have a guy that created this prompt optimizer, and so here I can choose if I want to generate the variables or not. And when I start it, let me zoom in maybe for some of you. It's too small. I hope it will work. Yeah, so it's creating, you are an expert data analyst specialist in sales trend analysis, and you see it's creating some variables that I can use as an output before generating your analysis. So you see, I created a prompt just having a request. I need this, I need that. Okay, write me the prompt, and then I have another model that will do that. And then we saw the models right now, many of them, they are multimodal. Let's see how we can, through a paper that came out in or more than 1 year ago, how we can use multimodality for prompting engineering. So here I link to you a couple of paper. Multimodal chain of thought reasoning in language model, and language is not all you need. This is a reference to um, a paper came out from Google, from some Google researchers in 2016 that is called "Attention is All You Need." Is about transformers and the architecture of the large language models. And so here, as an input, we are having like which property do these two objects have in common? And so I'm putting vision here. Select the better answer, and I'm having some options: A, soft, and B, salty. And then we are having a model that will go through some chain of thoughts, reasoning. Look at each object. For each object, decide if it has that property. Potato chip have a salty taste. Both objects are salty. A soft object changes shape when you squeeze it. The fries are soft, but the cracker is not. The property that both objects have in common is salty. The answer is B. Very nice. Okay, so let's see for the future. Let's wrap up. Future consideration, future direction, and ethical consideration. We went through these 7 lectures about prompt engineering, working with LLMs. There are something that you need to consider when you write all the time. All models have some biases. If you write to ask a model to write a text about a doctor, often is going to write he as a male person. If you're going to ask something about a nurse, then is going to write a female character. Privacy. There's there could be some problem with privacy. Pay attention on what you write in your prompts. Pay attention to your private information, because these are stuff that will be saved. For example, if you use ChatGPT or Anthropic or whatever model that is on a cloud, they are going to be saved on some servers online. Data is so important right now. Everyone wants to keep it. And transparency. So it's important to have to, if you are using a model, to understand on what type of training data it had, and if you are building a model for a company, for example, it's important to have the most transparency with the company. So there are challenges. As we said, we can have privacy problem. There is one technique that I haven't teach you here, but it's called prompt injections. So this is the way you have social manipulation, you know, is when you force the trust between two persons. And this is one common scam that is out there. You receive this type of calls, and there is like one call center somewhere that is going to call your grandma and try to convince her to give her money, or like to break her, right? And this is the same for machines. So for machines, we can LLMs. We build the LLMs as we built our brain. So it's possible to break on an LLM. It's possible to have information about users, about the training data. This is something that it happens. It's out there. So pay attention about your data. Okay. And future directions. So as we said, refine your practices. So when you, for your future prompts, pay attention and refine, go through all our lectures. When you write a prompt, always be precise. This is what we said. And I hope for the future that there will be more collaboration between the different big companies, big tech companies out there, because that's how we want to build our future. This is the best way to have the best model out there, to have less bias, in general, to have best responses. Okay, so it's 8:31. Thank you very much. We are opening for Q&A. Remember, the next generative AI course will start mid-January. You will have a discount if you want to apply, and if you want to check the slides for today, you can scan the QR code on the right, and you can link our networking and video chat with the team from Constructor Academy. Let's see. We have a question. Okay, it was a good morning. Good morning, Lockduck. Good morning to you. I hope you enjoyed these 7 lectures. You will have access to them through our website and in your email, so you don't miss them, don't miss all the content. Mm. Which LLM do you think will be the standard in the future? I think the standard in the future will be an open source model. Why? Because the computational power technology in our devices um, is going to increase its quality. We are going to have inference computation needs that will decrease. So we will be able to run bigger models on our phones, for example. We'll have better hardware only designed for this model. It's already there, but definitively the future is serverless. So is local. Yeah, we will have a lot of flexibility. We are having models that are not trillion giganormous like the GPT-4 and other models out there, and they perform as good. So definitively will be possible to run locally. So I don't have right now one model. Could be the next Mixtral, could be the next Llama, but yeah, it will all depends. It will all depends from the hardware for me. You're welcome, Stefan. I truly like much the overview. Thank you. I'm totally newbie. Lockduck, don't worry. Everyone was a newbie at a certain point. Uh, yeah, so mastering generative AI is a course for everyone. There will be some code there, but don't be scared because we will teach you how to use also how to leverage LLMs to write code, how to debug code as a software engineer. LLMs and NLP is the natural language in general, is the coding language of the future. We right now, if you use Python, which is pretty easy language to learn, you are translating some instructions to a lower level language. So to let's say an assembly, because you want your machine to do something. The machine doesn't understand Python. So we are translating something to a higher level language to something that the machine can understand, and that's what a large language model do already. We have an encoder and decoder in the transformer architecture of the model that they do exactly this. They transform words into numbers. Okay, there is something in the chat. Thank you. Great. Thank you, Katarina. Yeah, Kevin, we are thinking about um, maybe developing more something like a cafe prompting with constructor. This is something that's it's in our mind. Thank you for the suggestion, though. Hmm. Is it good for you if we are going to to do our prompting every Friday? Is it a good timing for you? Okay, we have some thumbs up. Very nice. Very good. Okay. Good. I'll keep the screen here if you don't want to miss these QR codes. If you haven't done it yet, I will keep it here for other 2 minutes. And yeah, I wish you a nice wait. We have a new. Please tell your management that this was great. Your presentation was very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. They know. I hope. I hope they know. Okay, perfect. Then I'll keep a couple of minutes the presentation here, and I wish you all nice Friday. If you haven't done, take your coffee and yeah, have a nice weekend and see you in the next time. And yeah, I hope you'll join one of our courses at Constructor Academy. Ciao.